feel like I'm honestly targeted, just going outside, just doing regular everyday stuff. You scared when the police pull you over, you even gonna make it, you feel me? Yeah.
What we gotta do, we gotta change ourselves first. Change yourself first. Look in the mirror every day. Say, I wanna be better than I was 2 seconds ago, half a second ago. You know what I'm saying? Apologize to whatever you gotta do. Make a change, you know what I'm saying? To yourself. Then you're gonna change society. Then the whole world gonna follow you. Be a leader and then everything else gonna happen. That's a change, you know what I'm saying? Be a man to yourself, that's a change, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry to cut you off. Hey, real quick, all my Latinos and Hispanic origins, hey, we coming out for you too. Ice, we coming out for you too, bro. Best believe that. Hey, don't think we forgot about y'all. Facts, bro. In Native Americans, we got you too, bro. Facts.
All right, guys, so today, RTP Visuals, downtown Dallas with it, asking the people, what does change look like for you? So what's your name, bro?
Derek.
What does change look like for you?
Change look like, to me, is actual action. This Black Lives Matter movement has been going on about 8 years now. It's been going on way before that, we know. It's been a lot of words, it's been a lot of action. It's been some things done, but we need a lot more action. And until we get laws changed, until we get people actually on the street, so where we're not just doing this, we're not just talking, to where we actually see physical change, that's change to me.
India Johnson.
I'm Reagan Dukes.
Courtney West.
We're asking them, what does change look like for y'all? So let me start down here.
So change looks like for me is just like having the ability to walk around our neighborhoods and feel safe, like to be able to, see a cop car pass and not worry about, what's gonna happen if there's an altercation, like to be able to, feel safe and have that peace. And I think we need justice before we can get that.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go here.
Change to me starts with policy, because changing the system and the systematic things that oppress us is the number one thing we should focus on. We should let our voices be heard when we go in to cast our votes, and attack this political system that was never built to protect us from the beginning.
Y'all know what y'all talking about.
Retweet what they said. Change looks like enforcing police, people who have killed black people. There has to be consequences for those actions.
Okay, so today I got with me, what's your name, bro?
You call me Trizzy, bro.
What's your name?
Darian.
So we asking them, what does change look like for you?
Man, change for me right now especially would be us really coming together, bro. And that's saying from everybody else and including our own people, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all here and we got all these other ethnicities here supporting us, but it's we also, you know what I'm saying? It's exactly what he said, though. He was like, black women, we here fighting for you too, man. We fighting for you too. It's not just George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and it's all amongst others too, man. So that's what would be changed for me, big dog. Yeah, and uplift each other, bro. So that's fact.
What does change look like for you?
Change is me not having to worry about my dad and my brothers and all of my friends making it home every day just because of the color of their skin. Change is making the shit happen. Come down here, y'all come out.
You see the sign? What does the sign say?
Hey, shit, I can't breathe.
Say my name, I can't breathe. You already know. No justice, no peace, right? That's what it says?
No justice, no peace.
Yes, sir. What does change look like for you, bro?
Does change look like? Shit, we gotta make a big difference. That's what change is. Change is a difference. It's something different than what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm young and I want to make a change for my kids. You know what I'm saying? My mama wanted to make a change for me. It's a generational thing. But what's happening right now is a generational curse. You know what I'm saying? This slavery shit, all this racism, it's a generational curse. It's a mind thing, a mental thing. You gotta break it. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta do, we gotta change ourselves first. Change yourself first. Look in the mirror every day. Say, I want to be better than I was 2 seconds ago, half a second ago. You know what I'm saying? Apologize to whatever you gotta do. Make a change. You know what I'm saying? To yourself. Then you're gonna change society. Then the whole world gonna follow you. Be a leader and then everything else gonna happen. That's a change. You know what I'm saying? Be a man to yourself. That's a change. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, tell 'em
Change
the
this
sign.
right here. My mama made this sign. Shit, I ain't really want to make a sign. It says "No More Strange Fruit." That's by Billie Holiday.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And this is just a picture. I like this side because this what's happening 24/7 every day. You know what I'm saying? They act like they don't realize it. You kill any black person, any random person, that's a lynching. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You tired. No matter how you do it with a gun, this, that, and that, they're saying I can't breathe for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple people that couldn't breathe. If I get shot after a certain amount of time, I can't breathe, so I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
What's your name?
Michaela.
Michaela. What's your name, bro?
Courage.
I'm asking them the same question. What does change look like for y'all?
basically a whole, what was you telling me earlier? About them, the police, just everything changing. Everything changing from who the president to who running the police department, who the chief, all of that. That's what change look like for me. And also seeing more black faces in higher companies also, because, I mean, how they gonna relate to us when they're not us? So that's what change looks like for me.
What does change look like for you, bro?
Me, I feel like as far as the system-wise, it all needs to change. Because it was only made just for us. When we were slaves, when we got free, that's the only reason that whole system was made. I say turn that whole shit down, just remake it, honestly. That's how I feel.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that. People are saying you need to just start over. You need to start over. How do you feel being a black man in America?
I feel like I'm honestly targeted, just going outside, just doing regular everyday stuff. You scared when the police pull you over, you even gonna make it, you feel me? Yeah.
Thank y'all. Who do we got with me today?
I got Paige.
Paige and who?
Francesca.
What does change look like for y'all?
I think change looks like for me, just seeing LGBT voices and people who have been murdered actually be acknowledged, and hopefully see the police brutality against gay people and queer people, especially black queer people of color, go down. I want to see them actually step up for black queer people. I want to see Marsha P. Johnson. I want her case closed. I want to see other people's cases closed. I want to see them actually back up what they're trying to do. I want to see them actually I was on a roll.
I feel you. I'm gonna go to you.
Okay, so I think a big thing for me is just holding everybody accountable. Where it's such a system that that nobody's being held accountable. That's why we have no cares. I don't think they do. Again, Marsha P. Johnson, she was murdered in 1990? Police today, retired police today, they refuse to talk about it. They refuse to talk about the things that were in her file. They refuse to even look back at her file. NYPD still refuses to even allow people to release her file. And it's to this day, it's 2020, and they still won't let us figure out what happened. We don't even know if the cops killed her. We don't know if the mob killed her. Nobody knows because nobody will allow us to look into it. That's all. I can't talk.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna end it right there, bro.
My bad.
Change for me, bro. It's like an onion. It's layered. It's not only like what he said for us to come together as a unit, but I'm trying to formulate the words, my guy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really crucial.
My mama today, because she was trying to keep me from coming out here. She was like, she's scared for my life. And I was just trying to break it down to her and be like, you're not the only one that's scared. I'm scared too. I'm scared I'm gonna die. I'm scared for my kids that aren't here yet. I just got married. I'm scared for my wife, my family. I gotta come out here so we can support, because just if every black person just came out here one day, there would be no police control. There's nothing they could do about this. It's 1% of the population is the military. Now how much of that is the police force? 30% of the population, you can't control that. Plus all our whites, our blacks, Mexicans, our mixed brothers and sisters, all of us, if we came out here, they can't stop nothing. Numbers. That's what we need. Everybody.
So who am I with? I'm with Michael.
Michael Campbell.
And who else?
Patrick Hackett Kemp.
So I'm asking them, what does change look like for y'all, bro?
Well, what it looks like, that's a broad question, but if I break it down, it covers all sectors. The judicial branch, the executive branch, the legislative branch. We need change in all of those areas. Part of the reason is because we can't make change in a city like this in Fort Worth. You can't make that type change when the powers to be are in place. And the old traditional laws and the laws that were meant to be oppressive to people that look like me and you are in place. So change starts with organization. It starts with unity. We have to come together. as an African American community, we hear more people out here saying Black lives matter than Black people themselves. And part of the reason is that it's because we don't know how to unite. We need to rely on our other brothers and sisters of other races and utilize them in this time to our advantage. But they won't follow us. They don't understand us when we bickering and fighting each other. So first of all, the African American community, we got some things to clean up in our own house. Okay, simultaneously, the African American community, we got to worry about what's going on in the streets. So we have to unite, and we have to formulate an agenda of what we really pushing. Well, one thing we got to be pushing is everybody getting out to vote who's eligible to vote. Some people who have been charged and have spent some time in the penal system. Some of them have rights that can be reestablished to vote. They just need to understand that. But we need voting. We need people in the right places to run for the elections, to be in offices. Yes, we need to try to lobby and create groups who can have that type of influence on the people who make the laws. There's certain laws that need to go away. And we just have to unite. To wrap it up, we have to unite. We have to focus on all three sectors. We need to vote. We need to create an agenda. And we need a community organized effort to really effectuate change.
Appreciate that.
As far as change, you know, when Michael Campbell, let me start up, Attorney Campbell stated about the judicial, that's by nature him coming from the legal point of view, right?
Yeah.
So with him being a graduate of Texas Southern, me being a graduate of Morehouse, born and raised in the city of Fort Worth, I'm coming from an educational perspective. So when you look at your major cities like your Detroit, your Philadelphia, your Atlanta, your Los Angeles, these individuals are conscious, right? They're understanding the struggle, and they understand that there's power in numbers. And so even being an educator in the school system, one of the concerns for me is how Latino students have actually moved up in the statistics in the state assessments. African American students are at the bottom, all right? And so what our ancestors in the 60s, the 50s, what they understood for, and even our ancestors that were on the plantations, we got to understand that it was a crime even for a slave or someone to teach a slave to read, and now it's totally reversed, right? And so the education, the consciousness, and the organization, right? So when I migrated back here from Atlanta, there was no group for me to get connected with. The NAACP, dormant. The Urban League, dormant. All of those old, archaic SCLC, none of those organizations. And so what we begin to do is we came up with an organization called Enough is Enough. And what we want to see is not just moving with the protests and the momentum, but developing different subgroups, one dealing with education, one dealing with the judicial system. And so one of the biggest problems in Fort Worth is a lack of heart and a lack of leadership that has always plagued the black community in Fort Worth. And so now you have a generation of new people emerging, but we lack the unity. So organization, change, developing our own charter schools, we have enough churches, but the churches, the African American churches, are not doing what they're supposed to do. They have enough money to fund scholarships. We shouldn't have to go to the government for grants. We have billions of dollars that are flowing through African American congregations in the United States alone. But watch this, it goes back to education, because the black pastors on the East Coast, they came together and put the money together to create community banks. They have no understanding of that down here, but it goes back to education. And then that's when the scripture says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. We're perishing, man. All right.
What do we want?